Sitting here having such an interesting conversation with Brandon Wilson, the general manager of Ken Garff Honda downtown, in this sponsored interview. And we're talking about this vehicle behind us. This is a hybrid Accord, and it is so sporty inside, Brandon.
Yeah, super sporty. Tons of features. It is also a hybrid vehicle, right? So you get great fuel economy. Doesn't look, it still looks sporty, but you still get awesome fuel economy.
Okay, so that's the interesting part of this conversation. The hybrid part of this, explain how that works.
So it's different than an electric vehicle or battery electric vehicle that we hear a lot about these days, right? But it combines the technology. So you have a gas motor, and then you also have the battery motor, and so it combines the two. Now this one's not a plug-in hybrid. It actually, it charges or it generates through braking in the vehicle. So then when you drive in the city, for example, because you're braking more, you actually get better fuel economy than if you're even driving on the highway. So you get 46 miles per gallon in the city. You get 41 miles per gallon on the highway, still really good. And it's a hybrid technology, so it's using both technologies.
Everybody, did you hear that? 44, 46 miles to the gallon. With gas prices doing this all the time, that would just feel so good at the pump.
Yeah. It saves us all a bunch of money, right?
Saves us all some money, especially headed into Christmas. So not a plug-in, but you also have a hybrid in the CR-V.
Yeah, so those are two of the great Honda models that we have that are hybrids. We actually sell more of those hybrid models on the Accord and the CR-V than we do the regular gas motor.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know if it's just, well, I mean, honestly, it's, you have the fuel economy that people are after that we've talked about, because gas is just so expensive right now. I also think, like, when you buy the hybrid CR-V, you get a lot of the really cool features on there. Like, they do this contrast stitching on the interior. It just looks super nice. And really, I just think people are a lot more fuel efficient or cognizant of how expensive gas is these days, right?
You and I were talking about how if you're not ready to commit to that electric vehicle, this is a good start.
It's a great start. I think it's kind of like a natural segue into that EV era, right? It's like we're still building out the all setting up the charger, the infrastructure of the chargers. There's a lot of us that are still trying to understand, like, well, how far can I go on this vehicle, right? Am I going to have time to wait and charge? I'm running around from this practice, soccer practice, to the grocery store, to this and that. And so people have that range anxiety. And so I think naturally it's like a good segue. Hey, I'm going to start with the hybrid, get good fuel economy. And then as this infrastructure gets built out, the technology is also getting better. So battery chargers, they're charging quicker. They're also holding, the range is getting greater and greater. So with time, as we work that way, I think it's just it's a good step in that direction.
All right, speaking of new technology, I can't believe here we are at the end of 2023, looking ahead to next year and the auto show coming up. What does 2024 look like for Honda?
So it's actually really exciting. It's a fun time to be. We had talked a little bit about the Honda meeting they just had, the show. They had it in Chicago in September. And they had the new, what they call a Prologue there. It's a full BEV or battery electric vehicle there. We went there and it did not miss the mark. It looks fantastic. It just feels really rich and like really substantial, well built. It looks great. It's got a 300-mile range, so you can go 300 miles on the charge. One of the things that I get concerned about too, like we talk about range, is, how long does it take to charge, right? But you can actually get a 65-mile range worth of a charge within 10 minutes. Or you can go from a 20% charge on that battery all the way up to an 80% charge in 35 minutes. So they've done a good job at, trying to eliminate some of those concerns that we have naturally, right?
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
What's on the horizon? The Prologue.
The Prologue, yes.
Prologue, you'll hear lots more about that in the coming months. Okay, looking around, by the way, more vehicles here in the showroom.
A lot more vehicles. We're in a better situation than we were, right? We look back and it was like, I got to wait 6 months or 12 months for a car. And even going back 6 months ago, we might have had 10, 20 vehicles on the ground. Now we've actually got, you walk out there and there's maybe 50 or 60 vehicles at any given time, which is great. There's also some special interest rates that we have going right now. We haven't been able to talk about stuff like that for a while. And then there's even some discounts on certain vehicles, which we haven't been able to do that either. So timing-wise, this is actually a really great time to buy.
So Brandon, here we are weeks away from Christmas. That might need to go under your tree, everybody. It's the hybrid Accord, but anything here would be awesome, an awesome holiday gift. UtahHondaDealers.com for more information. Check out the website or go to ours and we'll link you, abc4.com/GTU for more on this sponsored interview. Brandon, happy holidays. Thank you.
You too, Nisha. Thank you.